Radio Bypass, bringing you rock and roll music that deserves to be heard. Discover new bands. Here's some old favorites on Radio Bypass.
Hey, Radio Bypass. We are back with another chat with another band, another musician creating rock and roll music that deserves to be heard, and one that I'm really excited to be talking with today. You've probably heard, if you'll catch the music show every week on a regular basis, you probably heard when I first discovered this band called NovaKain. And I was so excited about them when I played their music on the show. And today we are joined by bassist and vocalist Dylan Kain. How are you, Dylan?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here, man.
Glad to have you here, man. As I was telling you before we started, you're a recent discovery for me. I had seen Frank Hannon post something about this band NovaKain to check them out. I immediately went to iTunes, listened to the little samples. I'm like, I've got to have this record. Downloaded the whole thing, and the very next music show, I had to pick a song, and all the days leading up to it, I was struggling. Which one do I want to play first? I finally decided on Absolute Power, but I absolutely love all the songs on that record.
Awesome.
And I've just been a huge fan from the minute I heard it. So I'm really excited to have you here today, and I'm excited for you guys because you've been around a while, I know now, but you've got some things coming up soon. You got a new video coming out soon that we'll talk about. But tell us about the band. How long's NovaKain been around, and just tell us about the band.
Yeah, we started NovaKain at like 2010. I was 18 years old, and it's the guitar player is my brother, Kyle Kain, and his best friend of over 25 years is the drummer, John Bruder. So we're just a band of brothers, really.
Yeah.
And, we've been playing live together since we were I think when I first started playing, I think I was probably like 15 years old. We were a cover band, and then we ended up switching to the originals, and we've been doing NovaKain since 2010, and we haven't stopped since.
Well, that's great. It's great. And you've and now that I've dug into your history a little bit, obviously the Oh No Unknown record that I just referenced that I downloaded from iTunes right away is not your first. You had a record in 2020, but then I believe I also read there was even a couple. I don't know if they were EPs or full LPs even prior to that.
Yeah, there was an EP we did I think in 2013. It's Organic Purple. It's very home recorded, that one. It's very demo like, but our first like true album is called Nature's Candy. I think it came out in 2016, and it was recorded by our drummer's uncle in his garage. He had his little garage studio, and we recorded that. And then we recorded the second one was Hallucination Imagination with his uncle as well. And then we went into the studio and recorded the Oh No Unknown with this guy named Jeff Mount and Session Works. It's in Hearst, Texas, and we recorded all analog, like the 70s, and just like old school, dude, and just all on tape. So it's got that raw, live, in the studio feel.
Yeah, and it does. But I didn't know that that's how you did it, because nowadays you never know. Because it does. It's got a lot of energy, and the grooves on that record are just killer. And I thought to myself, since you're the bassist and the singer, because obviously the songs are very bass driven.
Yes.
So I'm assuming, being that you're the bass player as well as the vocalist, you probably had a big hand in the songwriting, I assume.
Yes, I'm definitely the main songwriter. Definitely. I'm a riff master on bass. People always just think guitar when I think of riffs, but a lot of bass riffs, man. My brother does make up riffs too, some of them, but I am the main songwriter.
Yeah, the way your bass sounds, I'm thinking Billy Sheehan must be at least one of your influences.
I love Billy Sheehan, man. Definitely.
Yeah, that's what I kept thinking listening to the music. Well, that's awesome. So you've got 4 records. Are those all available currently?
I think the earliest one, the EP. I think you can get it on our Bandcamp. But all 3 of the other ones are on everything else. it's weird. Nature's Candy kind of gets. I don't see, like, I guess the name wasn't on iTunes. It gets split up, but you can still find it if you search for it. But it's like it's not connected with our other albums for some reason, because there's a rapper that they try to use our name and it's messed some stuff up. But
Yeah.
they
Gotcha.
didn't,
Yeah, I
they
think
didn't
on
do their research
iTunes,
when they didn't do their research when they make their own name up, and it's like whatever.
right,
We ain't
right.
changing our name just because they used our name. So
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I think on iTunes, the only other one there is Hallucination Imagination, I think, right now. And that album I have not listened to yet. But I was just checking out some of the song titles and I listened to the samples. I haven't had time the last few weeks to get into it yet. So I haven't downloaded it yet because I know don't have time to really listen to it properly yet. I will. But I was looking at the song titles though, and with the album title, is there kind of a theme going on in that?
It's a loose concept album, a little bit, a little trippy album, hallucination, imagination.
That's what I was thinking. So tell us a little bit more as far as the band goes. We started in 2010. You guys are young guys, but you've got a very, and I know your promo material talks about it too. You're very rooted in the 70s. Just curious, how does young people get into that music? What sparked that?
Yeah, I just my family. I mean, my dad, he's a rocker, man. He introduced us to all that music when we were so young, and also my uncles and stuff. And we appreciate the talent in the old music, man. And that's really where it all came from. My dad, he plays guitar and stuff too, and yeah, he's just showing us all the good music.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, I think it's so cool because but you still have a modern sound though too.
Yeah, when we first started like really jamming, we were more influenced by like grungy stuff, like all the '90s stuff. That's what when we first started getting into music, and then we just kept branching backwards, getting all the '80s, the '70s, the '60s, and listening to all the greats.
Awesome. You got good taste.
Yes.
But I'm glad.
Smart music, man. It's like all the music in the '70s, all the pop music, all the R&B, all the funk, all that. It was just so much talent back then. It's just amazing.
Yeah. Well, and I'm seeing that there is again. I'm definitely seeing a lot of younger artists now going to that decade, that era, '70s, '80s, and I'm excited about that because being an older person, you think, oh, your music's going to fade away, it's going to be gone, just like you'll be gone someday and all that. But I feel like there's so many that I'm finding, younger folks like yourself, that seem to be embracing it and making it cool again. It's sound, but he's playing it so well. But what sets some of the young bands apart, I think, and this is what I really loved about your record, The Oh No Unknown, is that you also have the soul in it. Like I see some young musicians, they're very technically proficient, and that's great, but they don't make the music their own. And what I'm hearing of yours, you got the technical proficiency, but you're not just being a parrot playing things exactly like it was played 40 years ago or whatever. You're bringing your own touch to it. And I think that's really important. I think that's what will set the younger bands today apart from the rest, is the ones that can be proficient, but also bring in their own soul. Because it's got to come from inside, It can't just come from a complete reproduction.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah. So, all right. So we've been around all these years, and now obviously here it is 2023. I'm just finding out about you. And so did this guy, Mr. Frank Hannon, which is a post he did is how I found out about you. And now he's doing some work with you. So how did that happen? How did you hook up with Frank Hannon, and tell us what's going on with that?
Okay, it was definitely by chance. He was coming into town. We're Tesla fans. Like I said, my parents love Tesla and stuff, so we grew up listening to Tesla. When Frank Hannon was coming into town, he was playing a club that we play usually, and we were like, I hit up the promoter and I was like, can we get on the show? and we got on the show, but there was like 5 opening bands or something that day.
Oh gosh.
So, and they ended up giving us the opening slot. It was like we played like at 7. So Frank
okay.
didn't even see us. He didn't
Later
even see
than I
us.
thought. I was going to say, so you're on at 5 in the afternoon.
Yeah, it was, yeah, he didn't even see us play, but we were, he was out in the parking lot, and we were, go up and talk to him and stuff, and we got him to sign some Tesla stuff, and I was like, I'm gonna just, just try it. I'm gonna just give him the CD, see if he might not listen to it, he might listen to it.
Sure.
Just give the chance of, someone that you look up to, maybe you might like my music. And I gave him the CD. He was like, I'll listen to it. I'll listen to it later. And like 3 days later, he messaged us on Instagram. He's like, the album kicks ass, man. And he's like, here's my phone number. We need to talk about some stuff. And then it just all started happening pretty fast. And then he was like, I'm going to be playing in Oklahoma in a couple of weeks. And I think I'll come down early a day, and we'll shoot a video for one of these songs, because he goes, even though this album's like a year old, it needs to be heard, and we need to get it promoted as much as we can.
Sure.
And that's what he shot. He filmed the video himself.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And that debuts next week. August 16th at 7 p.m. Central Time.
Yes.
And that's on your guys' YouTube channel. Yeah. Is that where it's premiering?
That's where it's going to be. Yeah. There's like a link. If you go on we have a website now, and it's a NovaKainmusic.com. There's like a link that you set a reminder to watch it, and it'll go right to our YouTube channel.
Got it. So remember that, guys. Check it out. We'll end up adding the song at the end of this interview too, that the video's for. But check out the video too, August 16th. Yes, tell us about this. You chose "I Don't Care." Why that particular track?
Frank chose that one. Frank chose it because he just he's like the catchiness of the chorus, and he feels like people could relate to it and stuff. And it was a little. That's the one thing he actually made a radio edit of it, because it was really like about 5 minutes. Has like a bass solo and stuff. It kind of got cut out for the music video, but I didn't care. I'm like, if you think that's what we need to do to push the song, I'm cool with it. And yeah, like I said, it was Frank that picked that one, definitely. And
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. The video was shot in the Dallas area then?
It was shot in the studio that we recorded. Okay. So we went back to Session Works, and Jeff was kind enough to let us use the studio to film that video. And yeah, and Frank, like I said, Frank came in and he shot it himself.
Oh, that's awesome.
And stuff. It was just cool having Frank Hannon shooting our music video.
Well, he is a man of many talents.
Oh yes.
So yeah, I can't wait to see that. That should be pretty cool. So that's August 16th. That's great. And then when that comes out, I think it's going to get a lot of attention. So do you have some shows lined up soon? I did look on your website, I think yesterday, and I didn't see any upcoming dates posted just yet. Do you have some things coming up?
We actually do. We have a pretty good show coming up. It's in Fort Worth on August 18th at this place called the Cicada. It's a new club in Fort Worth, and we're opening. We're playing with these. We play these two bands that are pretty cool. King Honeybee and Royal Sons, two pretty cool local bands, and that's the next show we have. I can't really think of the next one, but that's August 18th. So just a few days after the release, and then we'll be playing a show. Awesome.
Well, that's cool. Well, hopefully you'll get more booked and maybe even be able to step outside of Texas. And
yes, that's our true goal. To get our music heard. We got to get out of Texas, but we've been kind of held back because we were rock stars, but we have normal jobs and we have the houses to pay and all that stuff, kids and
yep.
But we still trying to live that rock and roll dream.
Yeah, exactly. And
Frank and having Frank come in, this has just been like the hugest blessing ever, and it's just amazing to make this connection. This is, it's just amazing. It just having someone that you looked up to, liking your music.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. That story with you and Frank is probably the modern day equivalent of when you first hear your song on the radio, since it's hard to get music on the radio.
Yeah.
And how exciting that always was. Wow, my song was on the radio, back in the day. So yeah, I would agree. I'd be ecstatic that somebody of his caliber would have any interest in what I'm doing. So that's fantastic for you. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Well, hopefully you got some big things still to come for you. I can't wait till I hear another record from you guys too. Even though I'm still digesting this one.
That's what I think our next thing is. That's what, when we were showing Frank all these new ideas and stuff, and he was, I know he's busy. He's really busy with Tesla right now. They're touring and stuff. And, but I think at the end of the year, we're going to try to get back in the studio and try to get something released early next year.
Mm-hmm.
We have lots of songs that need to get recorded and maybe get heard, man.
Yeah, get them down, get them laid down, because this Oh No Unknown was 4 songs shorter than the previous one. So I think we deserve more songs.
We need more songs.
Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, I mean, I'm still, like you say, I'm still on a daily listening binge of this one. So I'm good if there's no new record till the beginning of the year, because this will keep me active probably for the rest of the year. And I plan on going back and checking out Hallucination Imagination too. But right now, on a daily basis, those 7 songs play for me, and I'm happy with that for now.
I'm glad you're digging it, man. It was a really good record, man. It came out. We recorded it really fast,
and the recording quality is good too.
Yes.
The mix is real good. It's just got a nice sound to it. It's full. It's robust. Like I said, the grooves just really caught me, and they're heavy, but they move. They've got room in them. It's just really well done. And sometimes, again, modern recordings don't always sound really good either, because not everybody's got the right producer ear on it. But this has just a really great sound. It's just powerful. It punches you in the face, but it's melodic, and it's a cool, like I said, it's a very cool mixture of everything, from Jimi Hendrix to Alice in Chains. I definitely can hear all these things in there. And then, like I say, with your bass playing, I immediately was thinking, this young man's got to be a Billy Sheehan fan. So yeah, it's terrific. So I just can't say enough good things about it. That's why I was so excited to get a chance to have you on and let our audience learn more about you. And hopefully, guys, you'll go out and maybe buy the actual physical product. I know that there's a link on their website. I checked that out already. I think I'm going to buy the physical, even though I already did the download. But check them out on iTunes. Check out their website. I assume you're on all the social medias too. Probably everybody is these days. And that's NovaKain, but Kain. So NovaKain, not C. So be sure to check these guys out. Anything else we should know, Dylan, before we wrap things up?
I think that's it, man. That's, like I said, just tune in next week, man. We got that video. It's gonna be cool, man. I think y'all enjoy it.
Awesome. So go to their website, get your reminder. I think I'm going to do that as well when Dylan and I wrap things up. I'm going to go sign up for my reminder. It's a week from right now when we're talking, but this interview it'll probably be tomorrow when this interview comes out. So be sure to check out that video, August 16th, 7 p.m. Central Time, for the song I Don't Care, a slightly shorter version than is on the Oh No Unknown record of the song. And that's the version I'll play this Saturday on the show, which I guess will be in the past when this interview's out. But yeah, check them out, NovaKain. Just can't say enough good things about this band. If you'd missed the 2 songs we've played on the music shows, please check out NovaKain. You'll love it. It's just got groove for days. It's heavy. It's melodic. It's really well done. NovaKain. So Dylan, thank you so much for coming by Radio Bypass. Really appreciate it. And everybody stick around too, because we're going to play I Don't Care at the end of this interview as well. And I think I'm going to throw in perhaps Absolute Power again, because I still think that's so absolutely powerful. So I think we'll do both. And in fact, if you want to pick a song, I'll add a third song to this interview. You want to pick another one from that record?
One of my favorites is Stranger Danger.
Hold on, I'm going to write it down so I remember to add it.
It's got some cool abstract lyrics. I always love that song. How I don't know, that one just came out of nowhere.
And that's one thing we probably should talk about real quick. So we mentioned the bass stuff because your music's so bass driven, but for vocals, you have kind of a unique singing voice, I think, too, that you really have your own distinctive sound. Who are some of your vocal influences?
Vocal influences. I like all the weird ones. I like people like I said, I don't care about a pretty singer. I like a unique singer. You know, I like Mick Jagger. I like Billy Gibbons. I like John Fogerty, Jim Croce.
Interesting. Jim Croce especially is interesting.
Oh, I love Jim Croce, man.
It's so funny. There's somebody right now, I don't know who the artist is, that sounds kind of like Jim Croce. My wife and I were in a restaurant last week. There's a song playing, but there was no DJ introducing who it was. I don't know who it was, but it caught my ear because that man, whoever it is, vocally sounded very much like Jim Croce. The music wasn't quite the same as Jim Croce, but the timbre, the tone of his voice, his phrasing, I was like, oh my God. If Jim Croce were still alive, I would think that was a brand new song from him. You know, it was pretty cool. So that's interesting that's one of your guys. All right. Well, I will let you go, Dylan. Thank you again. This is Dylan from NovaKain, everybody. Stick around now. We're going to do it in this order. First, you're going to hear I Don't Care, because that's what the video is going to be for. Then we'll put in Dylan's choice. You'll hear Stranger Danger. And then the very first song that I played on our show that I'm still in love with, Absolute Power. All of it from NovaKain. Support these guys. Check them out. Go to their website. Follow them on social media. Get your reminder for the video. You won't be sorry. You'll be glad you did. And again, Dylan, thanks, and have a great rest of the day.
You too.
TV, 'cause everything seems